Welcome, 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 welcome. It's the Peak Signing Agents podcast with your host, DVO, Derek Van Otten. Thank you once again for tuning in to another episode. I truly appreciate every one of you that chime in and watch or listen to the podcast. All right, before we get into this topic, I want to share a couple stories. One comes from a Peak Signing Agent in Michigan named Eric. I hired him to do a job this past week, and let me tell you a story. So I hired him to do a job. I believe the signing was on Thursday. I can't remember, but let's just say it was Thursday. And on Wednesday, he sent me a picture. He texted over to me. And what the issue was on the edge of his paper. If you've been doing this for a while, you might know what I'm talking about. On the edge of his paper were a lot of just random little lines. And he didn't know what that was. He's like, what in the world is going on here? And he's printing it, so he sends me a picture. And what he did was he actually reached out to his local notary Facebook group and just said, hey, anyone know what this is or what solutions you have for this? And he was getting a lot of different answers. He was trying to clean his drum. He was trying to clean the fuser. He was trying to do a lot of things to get his laser printer working properly. Finally, someone mentioned, you actually need to replace your drum. And actually, when I saw that picture, I knew exactly what it was. He needed to replace his drum. So if you see those little jagged edges, those little lines on the edge of the page, or if you see like a streak down the page, it's usually the drum needs to be cleaned or replaced. Anyway, again, the signing's on a Thursday. This is Wednesday. He's printing. He won't have a new drum until Thursday. So he's kind of asking me, is this okay? He's like, but I don't like it. He told me, he's like, Derek, is this okay? To be honest with you, I don't like it. And I don't want my company to be represented in this way. I said, well, this is a good reminder to always have backup on hand. Have a backup drum. So first tip of this episode, have backup toner and drum on hand. So if you've got your printer at home and you already have ink or toner, I should say, toner and a drum, you need to have backup, 1 or 2 backups, all just like on the shelf, ready to go, because you never know when it's going to go out. Sometimes you can see it, right? You can see it's getting a little lighter. Okay, maybe I need to order that. But order it knowing you've already got one on the shelf ready to go. So I learned that tip pretty early on in my career as I got busy really quick. So have some on set. In fact, I always have 2 on the shelf. I always have 2 drums and 2 toners on the shelf. And I also have one in the mobile office I'm recording out of right now. In one of my shelves in the mobile office, I have backup toner and a drum in the mobile office because you never know when it wants to go. So first tip anyway, but hey, that's a reminder, always have backup on the shelf. He said, actually, I usually do. I didn't realize I was out. So I was like, okay, well, here's a reminder to do inventory once in a while. Make sure you have enough pens, binder clips, toner, drum, paper, have backup. Like I have a huge box of paper in my office, but I have another one in my storage. Which is next to my office, actually. So it's just whenever that box runs out, open up the new box, and then that's my reminder, time to go buy more. So anyway, he's like, I usually do. So he almost is thinking I might have to ask you to reschedule this. And that's kind of where I'm going in my head. Like, he's going to ask me to reschedule. And I go, well, this is a pain because it's kind of Wednesday. It's getting late Wednesday. The appointment's on Thursday. I got to try to hurry and find somebody kind of last minute. Not really last minute, but I have to try to find somebody. And then I have to tell the signers, hey, sorry, I know we had a notary already. Now we have to get another notary for you. And that just causes confusion. And I hate to do that. And as me and Eric were talking through it, he talked himself into the answer, which is kind of where I was thinking he might have to do, but he talked himself there, which was he might need to drive to FedEx and pay to get it printed. And we kind of did the calculation. It was like $20, right? Like, this is how many pages it is. And then he even thought to himself, oh, I need to probably print a copy for the signers. I said, no, use that crappy copy, give that to the signers. Like, the signers don't need a nice copy. Like, they can have the ones with the jagged edges on the lines on the side. So he had a print. We calculated, it was like $20. He's like, okay. So I'll go do it. The appointment was Thursday at noon. And so he's like, I'll go Thursday in the morning to FedEx when they open, get this printed out. And I was like, hey man, I appreciate that. So he came up with a solution. and I appreciated that. In fact, I appreciated it so much. I was like, you know what? I'll even pay half of that. I'll give you an extra $10. That's actually within my budget here. I can give you an extra $10 just to kind of help cover that because I appreciate you doing that. And I want to make sure that you are the one that does it. And he was very appreciative to me, and he did a fantastic job. So I'm just giving you an example of a peak signing agent that's going to find a solution and not worry about the problem. Most notaries I come across, they would have been like, oh, you have to reassign me, or I'm having issues. Or they would go ahead with a really bad copy and just get it signed anyway. And that is not good. I mean, the paper has to look good. The toner on the paper has to look crisp. Okay, it has to look good. So I was very appreciative of him. And I obviously marked him preferred in that area. So if I have more signings in that area, it'll go to him. But I want to tell you a little bit more about this. Because I might not have another signing in that area for, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months from now. Who knows? I might have next week 3 in that area. The thing is, you never know. However, let me tell you a little bit about behind the scenes a little bit. I'm in a lot of different message groups with signing service owners. And they might have a signing in his area. And they might not know who to go to. We, as signing service owners, ask all the time for help. Hey, does anyone else have any preferred notaries in this area? I might have some next week that want signings in that area. And I'm going to say, use Eric as an example. This is an example that happens. I remember my first year as a signing agent, when I was just a signing agent, my first year, and I was out there just hustling. I was like, hey, I'll take most jobs. Like I was doing refis for $85 with scans just because I just want the work, right? I just want the work. And I remember a signing service called me one time and said, hey, we heard about you. In fact, I've had a few signing services that called me and said, hey, we've heard about you. Are you available? And I said, yep, send it over. And I didn't know what that meant. We heard about you. Like, that didn't make sense to me. But now, as a signing service owner, it makes sense to me. Because that signing service was probably in a group. Or sometimes we just get shared. Like, hey, you guys, I use this signing agent. Here's the zip code he's in. Here's his name. Here's her profile. You guys need to use him or her. They are fantastic. And as soon as I see that group message, I'm like, hey, scheduler. I take a screenshot, send it to my scheduler. Hey, mark this person so we use them next time. Like, these are things that happen behind the scenes that you might not be aware of. And so that's why I'm telling you, always do the best you can. Because you never know. And let's just say, for example, one of my signing service owner friends says, hey, I need a signing in this area of Michigan. Does anyone have anyone you recommend? And I say, yeah, here's Eric. Here's Eric's information. You need to use him. And Eric may never know I did that. And that's okay. I don't care. Right? I'm not doing it for the flowers. I'm doing it because he did a fantastic job for me. I want to make sure that he does more fantastic work for my friends. That's what happens. What also happens is the reverse of that. If a signing agent is doing a shitty job, we're also going to share that information, by the way. Here's another story for you. One of my signing service owner friends sent me a picture of somebody, and I actually recognized that picture of this signing agent. And they said, hey, watch out for this signing agent. He accepts signings and then farms it out to other signing agents. How unethical is that? Oh my goodness. Here's a couple reasons why it's not okay. Sometimes our customers ask us, hey, who is the notary that's assigned to this, and what's their phone number? Because sometimes they need to call them. It's usually the lender or the real estate agent wants to call them. Maybe give them a little backstory of the signing. Right? I've had this happen. I've had a random real estate agent or a random loan officer call me and say, hey, I heard you're doing the signing for us. I said, yeah, I am. Well, I'm the loan officer or I'm the real estate agent. I just want to give you a little backstory. You know, nothing crazy, but, I just want to give you a little information. And here's my contact. If they have any questions during the signing, please reach out to me. I think that's awesome. I think that's super awesome. And so sometimes my clients will ask me, hey, what's the notary's name and phone number? Sometimes they get a call from the real estate agent or the lender. But if you're accepting the signing and then farming it out to someone else, dishing it out, acting like you're like subcontracting it, That is not okay. As a signing service, we get the scans and we're like, wait a minute, who's this notary? This is not, who signed this? This is not the person we hired. You know how sketchy that looks? This person just got blacklisted by everyone in the group. Because also when the signing service owner confronted them about it, they said, "Well, what do you want us to do? We want us to destroy all the paperwork and then just want to just rehire someone, because obviously they know it's been signed. It's going to be such a hassle to get someone else to go back out there." So the signing service owner was like, "No, that's fine. Just send it to us." Because they just want to make sure they get the documents back at this point. They don't want any issues. They don't want to disturb the signer. They don't want to get the agent, the title, escrow, attorney, lender. They don't want to get anyone else involved. They just want to make sure, okay, you know what? They just get those documents sent back to us. And then they put them on blast. I'm sharing you guys these stories because I don't want you to make mistakes. I want you to be the peak signing agents you are. All right? Do the best job you can. In fact, just yesterday, it was a Saturday, I had a peak signing agent, Michael, out in West Virginia. He's like, "Hey, I know it's Saturday. Pickup's early on Saturdays, as most of you know." He's like, do you need scans? Because I can scan these to you from my mobile office. He's making a point out to tell me he's got a mobile office. Kudos. I like it. I'm like, yes, I love that you have a mobile setup. And then he goes, "By the way, I love your podcast." I wasn't expecting that, right? So I'm like, great, thanks for buttering me up. I do like that. And then he sent me scans. And he's like, "Hey, let me know if you're able to look at it and let me drop it." Because obviously it's Saturday. He probably doesn't even know if I'm working or not. But if he listens to the podcast, he knows I'm working on Saturdays. And he said, "Hey, let me know if you want me to drop it." Because it's like I think he said a 20, 30, 40-minute drive from where he was at to FedEx. And I was like, "Yeah, please go drop it. I just checked it. Thanks so much." He's like, "Yeah, it'll be there before last pickup time." He was super communicative with me. He pointed out, "Hey, it's gonna take me this long to get there. So if you can look at these scans, let me know to drop it. I'll head over there right now and drop it. I've got a mobile office." He was super communicative with me. "Oh, hey, just so you know, we had some issues on his completion report. There were some issues. The payoffs were wrong. They actually got a hold of someone at Title. They explained, and we're good. So this certain page wasn't signed, but Title said it was okay. So when you get scans, just be aware of that." Super communicative with me. Like, awesome. Thank you, Michael. Again, if I have more signings in the area, Michael's getting the job. But also, if my signing service owner friends ask, "Hey, do you know anyone in this area?" I'm going to say, "Yeah, I know Michael. Reach out to him." So that's what I'm saying. If you do the best job that you can do and just put your best foot forward, you will get repaid. You will get paid. It will come back to you. And that's what I think I did that helped me become super successful in my beginnings. I just did the best job I could every single time, and people got word of it. I got the most jobs in my area. I don't think anyone in my area got more jobs than me. I don't think so. And you could say I'm in a saturated area. There's a lot of, if I put in my zip code, if I put in my area, there are pages and pages and pages of signing agents that will come up. I believe I got the most jobs. It's because I just did the best job I could. And they were appreciative of that, and they paid it forward by getting my name out there. Like I said, multiple companies told me, "I heard about you." A lot of companies told me that. And at the time, I had no idea what that meant. I was like, I don't know what that means, but awesome. Hey, word gets around. Just think about a great restaurant or a great movie. Don't you tell everybody about it? You do, right? If you went to a great restaurant, you had great service, great food, great prices, aren't you going to tell people about it? Yeah. But also, if you go to a restaurant and you have bad service and bad food and the price is too high, aren't you going to tell everybody about it? Yes, it goes both ways. All right, it goes both ways. So keep that in mind as you're a signing agent. All right, and let me talk about the topic now. Now that I told these stories, hope it sinks in, but I want to tell you these stories. I'm going back to conference again, July 2023. It was a great conference, great time, fun time. Had a lot of great time with my friends and learning so much. But anyway, I was on a panel. I was speaking. I was on a panel. Mark Wills, co-founder of the loan signing system, he asked me, he said, "Derek, why do mortgage professionals want to work with you? Like you specifically versus any other signing agent?" My answer was, because I'm the best. I am hands down the best. There's no one else like me. I'm going to be super communicative. I'm going to communicate every step of the way. I'm going to do the job perfectly every time. I'm relatable. I'm fun. I'm not boring. I'm not a robot reading documents. I'm not a point and sign. I'm going to give you a little explanation of each page. If there's a question, I know who to answer. I know who to ask. I also know what kind of questions to answer. Or again, like I said, I know who to ask for the answers. These are just some examples. I'm going to drop it off. It's not going to miss shipping time. Like, these are just some examples. He asked the next person in the panel. I was the first person he asked. There was 3 of us on the panel. He asked the second person, why do mortgage professionals want to work with you? She said, because I'm the best. Gave her reasons. He asked the third person, what's the reason? She said, because I'm the best. She emphasized it because she was the third one. But really, we're all correct. We are all the best. Hence why we make the money we make. Hence why we're on a panel. We are the best. What I'm telling you is to know that you're the best. You need to believe you're the best. If you want to be a peak signing agent, it's going to start a little bit mentally, right? You got to believe that you can be a signing agent and that you can be a peak signing agent and that you're the best for the job. You need to first start believing that. Then you put in the actions behind it. You're studying documents. You're studying courses. You're knowing what you have to do, right? You need to communicate when you get the signing. I got the signing. I confirmed it. We all finished. I'll have scans to you soon. I'm on my way. I got copies of the ID. I'm on my way to FedEx, UPS. I'm going to drop it off right now. Right? These are just things you do. Hey, everything went great. Hey, they had this question. I mean, I just had an example where we were looking at the deed of trust, and the guy goes, oh, they didn't put my unit number in the deed of trust. I'm like, oh, interesting. Don't worry. That's just page 1. There's, 16 pages. They can fix that. As soon as we were done with the signing, hey, we're all finished signing. I'm on my way to FedEx because my client is like 4 hours drive, so we do FedEx. I'm like, hey, I'm on my way to FedEx right now. By the way, on the deed of trust, the unit number is missing, just FYI. And she said, oh, great. I'll get that changed out when I get the documents. Right? That doesn't affect the signature page. It's just, yeah, let's get it signed, and then they can fix that. Anyway, these are just examples, but we all believe we're the best, and that's what you need to do. Believe you're the best. But then put the actions behind it. Don't just have this delusional concept that you're the best, and then you deserve all the work, and all the work should, through osmosis, just come to you. No, you got to put in the work to get in that work, right? You need to call signing services. You need to market direct. You need to perform a flawless signing package. You need to be professional at the signing. Always staying professional. But also being relatable, being kind of fun. I don't mean you're cracking jokes. I just mean you smile. You smile. If they crack a joke, you smile and laugh at it. So it doesn't hurt to have a couple jokes in your arsenal. I definitely have a few that I say on almost every appointment. But it just kind of lightens the mood a little bit. And that's what you need to do. You need to know you're the best, and then put the action behind it. All right, don't just be delusional and think about it, but put the action behind it and really be the best. Always striving to be the best. Listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, taking training courses. These will all prove that you're the best because you're always trying to be the best. Right? Always trying to be the best. That's what we were doing. And I don't want you to forget. Don't forget this. And that is you're awesome. You really, really are awesome. You're amazing. You're a great person. I want you to remember these things, okay? You're a great business owner. You're a great signing agent. You are all these things. Don't forget that. And don't let it get to your head either. Stay humble about it. Even if you're the best, stay humble. Even though I think I get the most work, I think I'm the best. I always want to give back to my community of notary signing agents. That's why I do these monthly meetups. That's why I have this Facebook group. I want to give back. I want them all to be the best. I want you to be the best. I put this podcast together for you to be the best because we all deserve the most money. We all deserve the most jobs. We all deserve it because we put the action behind it. We don't just say it. We put the action behind it. Our signers are grateful that it was us that came to the signing, not some random notary that doesn't know what they're doing. They want to be grateful that we came. I love when a signer says, I'm so glad that you came to explain these documents. I love when they say it. I love when my clients say, you are the best. I love when I post something on my Instagram or Facebook, they comment, you are the best. You are literally the best is what they say. There's no compliment that's better than that. That's the best thing they could say to me. And I put the action behind it. I want you to do that. Remember how awesome you are. Remember that you're great. Remember that you're humble. Remember that you're worthy. And remember that I'm happy you're here. All right? Keep being awesome. Truly, truly appreciate you. And if you are enjoying the podcast, please pass it on to anyone else. Please subscribe, follow. Follow me on social media as well. At Peak Signing is where you're going to find me. Please follow me. Talk to you in the next episode. Bye now.